you start to wonder. You start to wonder, or at least I do, right? Well, yeah, whoa, what's going on here? You know, there's a lot more to this story than it's being reported for some reason. It's just as juicy as that. As a matter of fact, it is an Epstein story. Okay? You got Wexner in there. Still in there. Now I start wondering, what? Jim Jordan, the guy was an assistant wrestling coach. How does he get to be on these committees? The biggest one, Benghazi, is running that. He's running Benghazi. They bring him in this impeachment thing to do his shtick over and over again, repeating the same tired lines. And I remember this guy too, and it always stuck in my head. The first time I spotted this guy was at a press conference after they grilled Hillary Clinton for 14 hours that day in the Benghazi hearings. And when they had the press conference after that, it was a long day, man. Everybody was exhausted. But this guy was shot out of a cannon. Like, he just took a little bump or something. You know what they call it? Those truckers take a little bump, right? That cheap trucker's meth. And he was shot out of a cannon. Where did this guy get all his energy all of a sudden? Maybe he had a cup of coffee. Right? Now, how does a guy, right, go from becoming an assistant wrestling coach at OSU, which is steep in this kind of scandal, there's all kind of shenanigans going on here right out in the open, and still being covered up. How does this guy go from there to these big, powerful, most powerful hearings in the seat of our government? How does something like that happen? Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look, man. You wonder, well, how does a guy like Epstein go from Welcome Back Cotter, Coney Island High School to, partners in this big, giant hedge fund, and to now a billionaire hanging out with Prince Andrew and Donald Trump and all these big, powerful folks? Well, I said, Ed, he does that through blackmail. Now, I've come to you on the show. I've talked to people. I guess some people, are paying attention and know a little bit about my background and stuff I'm doing, and the kind of cases I work on, and worked on these cases. And I know a little bit about blackmail, and I've said to you before in the show. I said, let me tell you something, man. Blackmail is a ballsy move. You got to have balls to be a blackmailer. Because the way to deal with a blackmailer is that you kill the blackmailer. All right, your problem solved for free. Okay, for free or for really cheap. Now you got a guy like Mr. Epstein there, right? Who's blackmailing. Right? We know he's got videos and he's a blackmailer, right? And that's pretty much all agreed upon by all the YouTubers and all the guys out there, right? But one of the guys he's allegedly blackmailing is Bill Clinton. Now, Bill Clinton's a serious guy in his own right. CIA connections, Iran, Contra, Mina Airport, the death count, this guy's no joke. So in order to blackmail him, you got to have some pretty big balls to begin with, and then some pretty big backup behind you to do it and get away with it. And if Epstein had the balls to put in a 23-page letter in his plea negotiation saying that I helped create the Clinton Foundation, I'm not afraid of Bill Clinton to talk about that, and I want to stay out of jail for 18 months. I don't even want to be inconvenienced. So I'm going to rat out one of the most powerful men in the world and talk about my connection to him. He had no fear of doing that. And if you're not aware of that letter, you could find it on OperaReport.com. I pretty much have it exclusively. All right. As Jim Jordan get from that locker room. A locker room that's funded partially by Jeffrey Epstein. And a school that has a trustee by the name of Lex Wexner. How does Jim Jordan get from that locker room? Assistant wrestling coach, not even the main wrestling coach. He's an assistant. Assistant, you got to carry the bags and stuff, right? He's an assistant wrestling coach. And he gets from there to Benghazi hearings and impeachment hearings. Well, when I look at Mr. Jim Jordan, I see a guy with balls. Okay? I see a guy who's not afraid to talk to people like Hillary Clinton, and browbeat them and insult them. And I see a guy who's not afraid to defend a man like Donald Trump, who's guilty of sin and all this kind of stuff like that. This is a guy with balls. How did he get from there to there? A guy with balls. How does a guy with balls with that kind of information about what's going on in that locker room, and who knows what else he saw, with people like Epstein and Wexler floating around? A guy with balls, how does he get from there to there? I ask you. And you can come back and tell me what you think. I can tell you what I think. I think this guy's got it written all over him. Okay? And he made it up there that way. Now, okay? No one's heard about this stuff about these locker rooms and like open bathhouse locker rooms down there at Ohio State University. Keep an eye on this space here because we're going to have a lawyer on. All right? And we're going to have one of the victims on, at least one, that we're working on. So keep an eye out for that. Okay? Some kind of exclusive work. And my stuff, too, with Johnny Depp is going to be major international news as well. What else do I have going on? A ton of stuff. I'm all week long. I've been talking about it on Facebook, but I might as well talk to you here because we've got some extra time. I had this young woman do some work for me, and she could do the work. She was really good, It's so hard, to find people that really can work and decent people can show up for work. And so I had this young woman, and she was doing great work for me, but then she couldn't keep coming into work because, she had all these problems with an ex-boyfriend stealing her. If she would have left the apartment at one point, he would have just stolen all his stuff and changed the locks. So she had to stay home and guard her stuff, Anyway, she's like 4 months pregnant. And she's wound up now. She's homeless. She's pregnant. She has no car. So I let her stay here, but you can't stay here forever. And Vic's coming back, and Vic's also bringing her roommate from college, too. Is going to be staying here a little bit as well. So, we've only got so much room here. Plus, I got to focus on what I'm doing. So she needs to get her truck back on the road. She's homeless, pregnant, not on drugs. She can work. She's not mentally ill. She's perfectly fine there. Hard worker, honest person. She doesn't steal. If you're in Nevada, you got a job for her, you can get a hold of me and help her out. Or if you can help her out, help to donate some money to pay to get her truck back on the road. There's a fine from DMV, so she's going to try and register it down in Arizona. So she just needs a couple of $100. Now, if you contact me about this, I'll put you in touch with her. She doesn't have a GoFundMe or anything like that. You're not going to send me any money. I'll put you in touch with her. You can deal with her. And I got my own stuff going on I got to worry about. So if anybody wants to, all these people, a lot of people listen to this show and they complain, oh, Ed, I tune into your show and I hear an ad for Planned Parenthood, Ed. My God, don't you know how evil they are? And all that. Well, okay, fine. You hear an ad for Planned Parenthood. That's because the ads are targeted to what you go search. It has nothing to do with my show. The content of my show has anything to do with Planned Parenthood. You get an ad for Planned Parenthood because of what your activity is on the internet, okay? Those ads are targeted for you. They're not targeted for me, okay? I have nothing to do with Planned Parenthood ads or whatever ads you see on the show, except for my sponsors like the Pure Soap Flake and the Cart King and those guys. Those are my people. But those fancy recorded ads, I have nothing to do with that. That's what you're targeting. Okay? So all these people out there are all in a huff. Okay? Here's, who are pro-birth. Here's an expectant mother who's homeless, who needs help. You can help her. Put your money where your mouth is. Help the woman. She needs help. I'm helping her. You can't help too. Keep one more woman off the street there. Hey. Well, you know what? I can give you her email address directly. Maybe I better not. Contact me and then we'll play it that way. Oh, boy. All right, guys. Listen, thank you so much. I guess I'm still sick because this has really worn me down. I'll get back into a routine of doing these live. But I wanted to make sure I couldn't go another week without providing you with one of these solo shows. All right, guys, thank you so much. We got coming up, too, Larry Lawton coming up tomorrow, too. We're going to be talking about a veteran who died in police custody as well. So we have that coming up for you, too. Good night. And now a word from our sponsors.
Have you ever thought about opening your own mobile cart or kiosk business? Maybe the facility you manage could establish new revenue by adding coffee, food, or retail services. Cart King International can be the answer to your needs. Cart King is a North American designer and manufacturer of the finest mobile coffee, food, and retail carts and kiosks. Cart King has been working with clients and corporations across North America for 20 years, providing innovative designs, custom manufacturing, and timely delivery. Carts and kiosks are fun, and so are the dozens of designs on our website. Please visit us today at www.cart-king.com or just call us at 1-877-986-7771 and get your sales rolling.
Have you ever heard of Castile Soap? Pure Soap Flake Company handcrafts fine soap bars, laundry powder, and concentrated soap flakes using organic vegetable oils from their northern Minnesota facility. Bathe your body and wash your clothes with pure soap products that are free of fragrance, GMOs, palm oil, sodium lauryl sulfate, and synthetic additives, safe for drains and waterways, and work great in high-efficiency washers and top and front-loading machines. They have a little promotion going on. Contact them to order some soap. Mention the Opperman Report. You're going to get a free gift. Order today at puresoapflakes.com or give them a call, 218-568-2525, 218-568-2525. Pure Soap Flake Company is a proud member of the Handcrafted Soap and Cosmetic Guild.
Are you ready to change your life, but don't know how to start? Is your stress and worries keeping you awake at night? Have you been battling grief, anxiety, or depression all alone? Have you lost touch with your own sense of being or spirituality? Soul Free Therapies offers professional and affordable live video streaming counseling and coaching services from the comfort of your own home. Sessions offered in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. Go to our website at www.soul-free.com and book your first session today.
Is your credit in bad shape? Do you need a new car? Ready to buy a new house? You want to rent an apartment? Are you going to apply for a job? Any one of these activities, they're going to ask for a credit report, and they're going to check out your credit score. Let Dynamic Solutions 2 erase your negative credit remarks. They offer a life-changing, dynamic financial solution. The finest in fast, professional, affordable credit repair. They have affordable monthly prices. They accept Visa, MasterCard, PayPal options available. You go to www.dynamicsolutions2, that's the number 2.com, or call 424-888-2820. Now, if you enter promo code ED or you mention Ed Opperman, you get a 10% discount. How's that? You get a free consultation, all negative items removed, get back in positive credit position. Dynamic Solutions 2, life-changing dynamic financial solutions.
Hey you, podcast listener, this is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. Take the blue pill. You wake up in your bed and go back to listening to mundane podcasts that won't challenge your religious beliefs and your so-called truths about reality, the universe, and consciousness. Take the red pill. Subscribe to the Event Horizon podcast, hosted by Mark Anthony Peterson, and he will show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Event Horizon takes a walk into the paranormal with a splash of conspiracy. It's the podcast that would be born if David Icke and the X-Files had a baby. Subscribe to the Event Horizon podcast by Mark Anthony Peterson on Spreaker, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, CastBox, Stitcher, or any of your other favorite podcast platforms. Remember, all we are offering is the truth, nothing more.
OppermanReport.com. Hey, do you like what you're hearing? Do you like the work that you see us doing here at Opperman Report? You can support that work by becoming a member at OppermanReport.com. And as you have access to over 200 exclusive shows and interviews that